Somewhat saddening. Is that a word? Saddening? Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
That UE is out of the Final Four, or maybe not.
Asterisk.
As of this taping, this talk of possible for feature,
Isingit pa eh.
could actually change the theme of this episode. We want to discuss UE in a sort of post-mortem na, good run. Diba? Good run, bro.
Good job,
good effort. But you know what? Baka di pa sila natanggal sa Final Four.
Bakit? Ateneo pa pala yung delikado.
Because reportedly, UE wants to clarify kung pwede ba na si number 1, si Bo Perasol was suspended for that game, pwede ba siya nasa loob ng venue? If indeed that he was.
Yeah.
And apparently, there's proof somewhere na he was there, and now people wondering, where was he? Was he lower box? Was he the dugout?
Nagte-text pa siya.
Nagte-text ba siya? Nagsa-Skype ba siya? FaceTime? Whatever. No? So, this has been a fun season so far.
Grabe!
Fun season. Okay, let's work on the premise na...
Pwede ba part A, part B?
Yes. Okay. Part A. Let's assume na the protest will not generate momentum.
Okay.
The board will somehow say, hindi na. It's Coach Bo's fine.
Wala na kayo.
So, talagang tatanggal ang UE sa Final Four. How would you feel about that?
Well, side note lang, I'm happy to hear na si Roy Sumang is okay.
Yeah.
Yung injury niya kapon, walang ACL or MCL. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
if anything, that's a good good news.
Yeah, we never want to see anybody get hurt.
Of course. It was really surprising for UE. More of kasi nung first round, they really fulfilled all the hype that everyone was actually putting on them as one of the contenders for this season. Nung second round, sabihin na natin na all of the suspensions, yung labas-pasok ng mga players, a lot of the whole backstage drama na nangyari with all of the peace and everything. It really did take its toll on UE, no? You did not know kung sino talaga yung kasama sa lineup from game to game.
1 hour before nga.
Di ba? Biglang may mami ka sa... or tas biglang mawawala si Olivares, mawawala si Casajero. So all of these guys come in and out of the lineups and, it was hard eh. At the end of the day, the only one that was, kumbaga, consistent for UE the whole season was Roy Sumang. And, I'll say it na he did not get enough help to be able to propel UE to the Final Four this season.
That second round was tough for UE because ang bigat talaga ng mga suspensions na nangyari sa kanila. Can't really say, I'm not gonna say na parang, na they were blameless. I mean, some of the things that they did, kitang-kita naman talaga na ginawa. Maybe they do have some beef in terms of the gravity of the suspensions, maybe. But they did get a reprieve nung nakalaro si Mami. So, ang bigat nun kasi that's a lot of instability for a team that needed a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
With all those close games that they had to play.
Yes.
Imami kita dyan eh.
Tingin ko kasi, I mean, it was just really bad timing for UE that they had their strongest lineup in years since nung nakapag-final sila against Ateneo. Dito sa field na to, na 6 deep talaga. I mean, any of those 6 teams could really win it all. I mean, kahit from UE to NU, any of those teams could do damage anywhere. So, ang sakit for them to have to bow out of the competitions because of suspensions. But it is what it is. I mean, natawagan sila ng unsportsmanlike fouls. The commissioner followed the rules in the suspension. Yun nga, napagbigyan pa sila ng minsan. But then, at the end of the day, parang yung game nila against FEU, they gave it their all, pero kinapos lang talaga sila.
Tsaka,
bitin talaga.
Tsaka I'll say one thing about UE. I guess one of the, yung mas masakit pa for the second round was, they were right there in a lot of the games that they lost.
Yeah.
But the reality is that, parang, this is my personal opinion, but I felt like they relied too much on Roy Sumang.
They relied too much on comebacks.
Yes.
Mga nalalamangan sila eh.
Yeah. And they relied so much on Roy Sumang top of the key, 5 defenders looking at him, pero gawan mo ng paraan makascore pa rin, 'di ba? You have a lot of people who are contributing like for 3 quarters, pero pagdating sa 4th quarter, pag super Sumang time, they give him the ball tapos mag-score. The problem is injured din siya for most of the second round. And there weren't enough, I guess I would say na they weren't creative enough in drawing up a lot more different looks for endgame plays. No, it was really just Roy Sumang against the world. In the first round, it
Or
worked.
Ralph Olivares against the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diba? In the first round, it worked Kasi medyo nagulat pa yung mga tao, grabe ganito pala si Roy Sumang. Pero sa second half, medyo na-scout na siya.
We had a discussion, Carlo. I don't know if you remember. Parang na-miss natin si Noble.
Yeah.
Tsaka si Javier.
Yeah.
Na parang, I guess, that was the trade-off when you have like a hulking center like Mami,
Yeah.
filling the paint and getting the rebounds, ganyan. And then masasacrifice talaga
True.
yung production ng ibang bigs mo. For the entire season, I was hoping to see more of Noble. Noble's outside shooting, Javier, nailing those baseline jumpers. It was I don't know if it was by design. I don't know if talagang maybe that was the dilemma when you try and coexist with Charles Mami, who's just so dominant inside.
Si Mami kasi, wala pa siyang post-game to speak of. He's not like Embe na you can actually, or Abdul na you give him the ball tapos they can create The problem is, yung si Javier and si Noble, they give you different dimensions on offense. They can create their own shots, they can shoot from outside, they can drive, they have a post-game, no? But, I mean, you need to have Mami on the floor, diba? And the problem is, pag nandyan si Mami, si Sumo has to create for everyone, including Mami, diba? So, yun talaga. That's why medyo na-check na sila towards the end.
I think, Chuck brought a good point dun sa NU comparison. Because yung NU, kahit na ganun kalupit si MB, Javillonar still plays well, Troy Rosario still plays well, even Villamor still plays well. And I think the difference is, nakuha na nung NU yung timpla. I don't think UE is there yet. I mean,
Because it was their first year to play
exactly,
with
with Mami.
Yeah,
So, hindi
yeah.
mo pa talaga alam
Tama.
how
Yeah.
you will coexist. Yung NU, pang ilang year na ni MB Siyempre, kabisado na nung teammates niya yung laro niya.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Imposible for them to figure it out just with one year kay Mami.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, I totally agree. At the same time, you feel bad for this team because of all the close games, all the dramatic games that they played in, and then even if you're not really cheering for you can't help but root for this team because of the way they try and climb back in games. Now, letter B.
B, okay.
B.
Ano ba naman yan? Part B!
Let's say,
sasara natin?
yung tama pala yung protesta nila. So, 4 feet.
So, post-mortem ng Ateneo to.
Oo. So, hindi pa eh.
Kaya pa.
But, yun nga. So, ibig sabihin, baka buhay pa itong UE. So, that announcement na Roy Sumang does not have either ACL or MCL is huge.
Yep.
That means he can still play.
Yep.
I'm assuming he can still play. Alaking bagay nun. Pwede pa pala sila.
Kaya pa pala. Babalik pa si Olivares.
Babalik pa si Olivares ngayon.
Malay mo, mga post-game na si Mami.
Mas galit na si Mami, no? Magpo-40 rebounds na si Mami. Tapos ito, double overtime na naman. Oh my goodness, itong But, UE, I mean, for me, top 3 terms of the fun teams to watch.
Number 1 sa heart.
Sa puso.
Sa puso.
Puso?
They have the
Really?
biggest heart. As per Coach Boyce Zamar.
The biggest heart and the best sideburns.
Yes, sir. Starbird!
UE.